Hi, people of grace. Pastor Brian here with your monthly video update. I just wanted to say that I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas and a Happy New Year by the time that you're watching this. And just want to say a special thank you to everyone who sent us warm wishes for Christmas. And we had a wonderful time together as our family and extended family came to visit as well. As you can see, I am here in the church, just kind of hanging out for a minute. And you know what? Every so often, I like to do that. I like to come in here when no one else is here. I typically don't turn on any of the lights because this space is so quiet. Just listen. And you hardly ever hear anything. Even with the traffic outside on Harrison can get busy at times, it still is a quiet space. And I like to just come here and spend some quiet, especially on days that get a little hectic. I just take a couple of minutes out of the day and I come in here and I spend some time in some quiet and in some prayer. And you know, that is something that Jesus did throughout his ministry. Throughout the Gospels, we can see examples of Jesus doing that very thing. In Mark chapter 1, verse 35, in Luke chapter 5, verses 15 and 16, Mark 3, verse 7, Luke 6, 12 and 13, Matthew chapter 14, verses 13 and verse 23, and in Luke 11:1 are just a couple of examples, and maybe you want to look them up, of Jesus taking some time to be alone. And most of those times that he is alone, it tells us that he went and prayed. And so what I have always taken that as a permission, if you will, to come and spend some time here in the church and other places as well to spend some quiet time. Because after all, I know that we come here on Sunday and we celebrate and have church and worship God each week on our Saturday night and our Sunday morning services, and that is Sabbath. But Sabbath is also just a time for rest, a time for quiet, a time in which we can get away from the busyness of life. And so that is what I do sometimes when things get busy here at the church, is I just take a little moment to spend some time in prayer and some focus on God. So as we enter into 2020, I invite you to do the same. Maybe there is a time or a place in which you just have a few moments where you just need some quiet time. And I invite you to intentionally make that space available, make that time available. Find a quiet place where you can just sit and be with God and have that Sabbath rest. Even if it's just for a little while, it is so important to pray, to have that quiet time. As I mentioned all those verses in the Gospels, that was very important and probably a very integral part of Jesus' ministry here on this earth, not for others, but for his own self as a person and as God's Son. And so it is a great example for us to take that time to rest and to refresh. And so I hope that you can find time for Sabbath in its different forms, whether it really is Sunday and Saturdays for you at our worship services, or whether it is just a couple of minutes out of the day in which you can spend in quiet and in which you can spend in peace and in the comfort and company of your loving God. So God bless you in this new year, and may you find rest and peace in those quiet moments of your days. God bless you, people of grace, and I look forward to seeing you in worship.